A priest works in tandem with the laity because he also has to do that. A priest isn't made perfect at his ordination. A priest is made into a person who can give Christ to other people. He still has a lot of work to do in the interior of his own heart. And the laity and other people around him, and all the people around him, they're signs of Christ for him still. And so they work together in that joint call to in that mutual call to holiness.
I like the image of the laborers in the vineyard. We all have the same responsibility, the same vocation. We all are priests by virtue of our baptism. Now, our priests, our ministerial priests, have been ordained and consecrated to serve as servants for all of our lay faithful. And so I see that relationship is our priests are there to be witnesses and role models for our laity, to inspire them to go out and do what they do, and to do it with joy and excitement.
What draws me to the priesthood is the lifestyle. I enjoy the idea of being involved in people's lives and in the way that you can be as a priest.
My parents actually were very happy. My parents don't actually practice their faith. My father is a lapsed Catholic, and my mother is a lapsed United parishioner. And I was a little bit intimidated at first when I was preparing to tell them. I thought that they wouldn't understand. And ironically, they were very supportive. Where I found a little bit of difficulty was actually with my own siblings. My own siblings, I thought that they would understand and would support me. But for them, it was a harder sort of understanding for them, because they felt that for them, their vocation in life was to be married and to have a family. And for me, that just wasn't my vocation. So it took a little bit of time, but they've been able to come around, and now they fully support me in my vocation.
One of the priests who's on the formation team at the seminary said once that a challenge that a lot of priests have that you don't necessarily think about often is I think you have to be a little bit more deliberate about your moral formation as a priest. If you're a married person or if you're a religious person living in community, you're constantly in conflicts and these different social situations that force you to come face to face with your own selfishness and force you to grow and become a better person. As a priest, it's sometimes possible to avoid that sort of thing, and so you have to be a lot more deliberate, I think, about your own character formation.
I want to be a priest because I think that's where God's calling me to live out my life. There are things that potentially that in my brain I might want more, or that my logic and reason tells me I'm going to be happier, but I think in my heart and in my prayers I hear God calling me and telling me to be a priest, and if I trust him enough, I know that will be ultimately what makes me most fulfilled and most happy.
If you want to know what God desires for your life, I think it's important to be in the habit of listening to him, of obeying him, saying yes in every little and big thing that you think he wants you to do.
Go for and become a witnesses to others